What's up, guys? My phone isn't charging. It's at 1%. It's not the charger. It's the phone battery, which sucks because it means the only way to charge it is to leave it be. And I want to sit on my phone while it's charging. But yeah, it's an 11-day, guys. It's a master number in numerology. It is the 11 days when your manifestation starts, and then you have the week buildup, and then the 22nd when it transfers zodiac signs. Then you have another week and a day with the supercharged 22nd to make it come to fruition. And I don't really follow it, man. I kind of stay out of my mind. But I know about it, so I talk about it. And I at least show you that I can predict the events of my enemies. And I don't go looking for enemies. I spend most of my day trying to just sit and enjoy myself. I don't want to put on a character. I don't want to be anybody's father. I end up having to be. So, what do we know about what happens on 11 days? You guessed it. Cops, creeps, cunts, crows, crackheads will all come out of the woodworks and try. Why? It's very simple. You came here on Earth as a soul. You incarnated here. God made the carbon come in and form a vessel of condensate for your soul to be able to pilot. Now, can you guys name any other way that a soul might come into this realm other than through the birth of the two independent Higgs fields, creating the covenant that arcs the ark of the covenant that comes down from the kingdom of heaven in a body of light that is real light and not of this earth, when all seven seals of a rainbow combine in a seed that has a mini Big Bang, a zinc spark explosion. And then it grows in the Garden of Eden, the womb, on a branch, the umbilical cord, and the tree of life, placenta, until its full term and is cast out to toil the soil naked. And it's made of dirt. Can you think of any other way for a soul to inhabit the earth? You'd have to create one in a vat and try to find a way to institutionalize and automate the process of choosing a soul and picking it from another realm. So that's what they're trying to do at CERN. But basically, until then, the only way to really control you is to try to gain control of your body by kicking you out mentally, so that you are psychologically not able to make decisions and be aware of yourself. They will slowly degrade you until you lose touch with everything, and then they will try to spam you into driving yourself into making poor decisions. And when that doesn't work, if you're delusionally determined and strong, and you're just going to keep going, and you're immune to it, you're stubborn, and you're delusionally determined to maintain, and you will hold out against a storm, screaming at it until it ends. How would they get you? They'll go to your fat, cunt, abusive, narcissistic, maybe schizo, crazy family members. They'll target the police that need good karma because they sexually abuse women, and they're piloted by demonic forces already. So all they have to do is get into their head because it's easier. They're already controlled. And then say, that's the enemy. Get him, get him, get him. So they'll send hordes of cops, cunts, crows, and crackheads at you, trying to drive you into making a bad decision, which they're already waiting to get you. They stack the odds against you. So on 11 days, that those specific types of people who are already susceptible get a huge surge of energy, but they don't know how to use it, where to use it, or what it is. So they'll follow any carrot you put on a stick. So these things are guiding them to me. My mom did a slander campaign to try to convince people that I don't even talk to anymore in my hometown. The same thing she's been trying to convince them for over a decade, which is my mom's a saint and she's just at her wit's end. And this evil kid needs serious help. And I am just here sitting there like, my mom doesn't even talk to me. I don't know why she thinks all these things. I don't even talk to her. And she'll call anyone and weaponize anyone that's susceptible. And they use her to target people that are also of the same caliber that I spoke about just a second ago, that are addicts, alcoholics, junkies, sex addicts, porn addicts, insecure, lonely losers that need a hit of anything to make them feel less than they already do, or feel better than they do. So they sent, my mother called, did a slander campaign. I had to call the police and say, hey, I know I've already called you several times. I know you guys don't give a fuck. I know what you guys do. I know all about the police now. If you guys would like to do your job and help me and maybe build a better relationship with somebody that you have violated his rights and abused in the past illegally, let's work together and actually try to put a stop to what's going on. And if you don't, I'll know. But I didn't say that. Instead, I just assumed that they were good people that would do their job, and then I wait for them to show me otherwise. You heard me? I'm trying to fix this real quick. It will be dark for a second because I'm trying to see. So they did a power play to try to activate my traumas, to subconsciously control me again, to put me in a fear state. Then they tried to invalidate my ego and my self-esteem by ordering me around and by projecting their beliefs. Then when that didn't work, they got physically aggressive, stomping. Then when that didn't work, they tried to work together with other people that didn't like me to try to come up with something. So I'm guarantee you, I might be if I get trespassed from that McDonald's, well, no. Because they said they were trying to help me, right? So if I get trespassed from that McDonald's, we're gonna know that they use that as a tool against me. Because when you have nothing going for you and you don't have a talent, you don't have anything about you to be proud of, your life becomes hurting the people that do. So I took the opportunity to fuck with him for a while. He already wasn't gonna leave. I told him no. He already went further than his job was allowed to do to try to force me and kidnap me against my will. And when that didn't work, he just stuck around for a half hour to talk shit about me not needing to get a job. And I said, if they won't hire me because I'm homeless, then they'll only hire me if I go to your program. Why would I want to work for them? And that shut him up. And then when they wouldn't take me, he was at the very edge of making up lies to force me to go. And then I called him out on it and he stopped. Because he's still possessed by white American culture. He still doesn't realize what he's doing is just to attack and invalidate other people, to make them submit to your will and your way of life. Whatever excuse you use to justify it, In the subtext of everything, that's all you're doing, is playing pretend. Which forces me to turn into like a, oh, fuck you. Thank God for these, this foam mattress. Fuck. Okay. Hold on. So that's gonna go there. It's hard to do. I can't do it with one hand. Okay, that's fixed. This is fine. Yeah. So, people that have very sick mental health issues tried to use the police to attack somebody under the guise that he has mental health issues, so that they could play a sympathy game to try to gain support on a day known to get more potent energy. So they used me to fish for sympathy on the internet. Then I called them out on it, that it was harassment and slander, and then they weaponized the police against me, lying to the police about my mental state to try to force me to be confronted by people that have traumatized me in the past. When that didn't work and I ran them in circles, they called backup for somebody that was just sitting there in a McDonald's. And the only information they had is that he might be homeless. So the police gathered together to make a scene at the McDonald's, hoping that, one, it would draw people to have a negative perception of me in the community. Two, it would inconvenience the manager so that there was a greater chance of me being trespassed and run out of the town. And three, they were hoping to put me back in a state of fear so that they could dominate me as a fuck you. And when that didn't work, they almost, usually, but this time the guy came close, and then I called him out on it before he could do it, about just making up lies to try to force me to. He wanted to send me 40 miles away to some random place full of heroin addicts, just for me to have to find my way back here to my stuff tomorrow. And that was the only way he was gonna leave. So I fucked with him until he pretty much, like, his voice got shaky. It looked like he was gonna cry. And I told him about all the shit the police had done to me in the past. And I found out the name of the woman who threatened to haul me away in an ambulance if I didn't tell her what day of the week it was, because I said mean things about white people on the internet. And then the sergeant threatened me with violence. After almost knocking my pallets down on a very steep cliff, which could have caused a lot of damage to me and my belongings. Then he threatened me with violence. And I had a dream before this all happened that my mom was going to get punished severely by some type of higher intelligence that showed me exactly what she was doing. They showed me she was trying to scream and cry until the police showed up, and she was going to have them come with pitchforks and torches. And then the police sent me, every bullet they tried to shoot at me turned into a bee that defended me against them. And then my mom was left in a prison cell thinking she was sacrificing herself to save me, but she ran in and I wasn't. She created something horrific that killed her because she was lying about me. And then I was like, I guess I just don't have a mom. Okay. Okay. These are people that abuse power to feed their addictions. Okay. Who do we have? Who's in the chat, guys? That song by Inico is playing. Guess I gotta go to war now. My mind is a weapon, and my body is a battlefield, and I know my soul's intentions. Slow down. Okay. There we go. At this point, I've ranted long enough that nobody will get to this point. But yeah, they were trying to block my manifestations to get in the way, so I spend another all the garbage they tried to infect me with. Under the guise